Hey peeps! So this is a little bit of a spontaneous video on a plant that doesn't actually belong to me. So if you don't recognise him, that's okay, because I've never shown him before. So I encountered him last night at a friend's house, and these guys, they're quite new to plants. They're novices. When I first started going to visit them, they had plastic plants all over their apartment, so I was like, what up with that? And they're like, well, we can't care for plants. And I was like, nonsense, it's a state of mind, you know the spiel. So I gave them a couple of plants. I gave them my large aloe vera, which is doing really well with them, and I also gave them one of my sansevieria cuttings, because those are two very easy plants to care for and thrive on semi-neglect. So I tried them out with those, and about almost 4 months later they're actually doing very well and they're caring for them well. And since then they've been bitten by the plant bug, and the husband actually told me that they want more because they're just done with plastic plants. So I'm like, yay, another addict. So in the meantime, they went out and bought this guy because they saw it in the Aldi and it was a good price. It came with a nice pot, but they ultimately knew nothing about it, and it started etiolating, and they were like, well, what's going on here? Is it dying? Is it, because it's really looking quite ugly now. So what do? Do we just throw it out? And I was like, no, let me take a look at it and I'll fix it for you, and then I can make a video and you can see what I've done and I can explain it to you, and then in the future you'll know. So they knew absolutely nothing about it, even the fact that succulents propagate via leaves, or just generally anything about it. So I've already gone ahead and picked off some of the leaves because it had a lot of dead leaves on the bottom. In fact, I'm just going to get them out. I've already pulled them out of this pot yesterday, so but as you can see, it's still in its very hard peat moss, and it's pot bound, so it just comes right out the pot. It's just holding no moisture at all. So it had a bunch of dead leaves here along the bottom with this bald spot here. And I've already picked those off, and it had a load of broken off leaves here. I mean, you can see one here that's just hanging by a thread, which I had to take off because it would have ended up all over my car when I brought it home. So I left it in as an intact state as I could for this video, but you get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this root ball and get it into some actual nutrient-rich soil. Because I mean, look at that. That's just dry. It's not normal. So we're gonna just get all this nasty stuff off. We're gonna behead it. We're gonna remove this baby here, and we're gonna repot it into this one here. Okay, so this is what we're left with. What I've done is I have just trimmed up the roots a little bit and washed them down. You can see there, oh, another leaf just fell off. So yeah, hopefully this will sprout off some pups, but I think I'm going to take off a few extra leaves so it has some more more space and nodes to pop some pups from. And this is the head that I've taken off. And this is the little side shoot baby, which I've split into 3. So here's the top, this is the middle section, and that's the bottom. So I'm also going to plant those up together, and hopefully they'll have a nice little prolific bush of echeverias in the pot. So we'll see what happens with that. I've also got, as a side note, one of my Pachyphytum obovarum pups, which is still attached to a leaf. I'll have to do an update on those because they're actually doing quite well, but this is my biggest one. I've still got 3 more in the pot upstairs, but I thought I'm going to donate one of these and also one of my little echeveria pups, and I'm going to kind of make a little dish garden for them here. And I'm going to put this big one back into its pot here in the decorative pot, and yeah, it won't look pretty for a little while, but I think once the pups start coming out, it will look really gorgeous in a pot on its own. So yeah. Okay, so I've prepared the dish garden, and I think the first thing I'm going to do here is just going to carefully remove the mother leaf, sorry guys, from the pup. So if I just carefully, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Oh, there goes a leaf. That's inevitable. So I'm just kind of twisting, and there we go, it comes straight off. So that's done. I don't think it's going to produce another pup. I'm not sure. If anyone knows, let me know. But you know what, just for the lulz, I might chuck it into a pot and see what happens, but I'm pretty sure that's done. So what we're left with here is a nice little pup with a root mass, see? So, there we go. So I think I'm going to pop that one in the middle. See, these guys have a fairly shallowish root system, so they can deal with dish gardens for a little while anyway. I mean, if they get big, we can always move them. And just put the new pups in here. That'll be fine for over the winter anyway. Now, usually you're supposed to let these callus over, but because this dirt is fresh and it's pretty dry, we're just going to let them callus over in the mud before we give them any water. So I'm just going to take these little pups from the other echeveria and put that in there, like that. And I'm going to take my little tiny other sort of echeveria. I really don't know the names of these guys, so I'm sorry. If anyone can tell an ID from looking at them, that would be appreciated. But I honestly don't know the specific names for these, so I'm sorry. You know what, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking maybe putting some more in. So let's put another one in here. Let's just make that stalk a little bit shorter. There we go. And that will root no problem. Sorry guys, slightly off frame there. And maybe we'll just throw some of these little leaves in for the lulz here. See what happens. Well, actually, I'll propagate those in a different one. So we'll put another one here. Let's take a little leaf off there. Okay. I think what we're going to do, just, you know what? No, I'm going to take that one at the back there. And I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Maybe just move that one over like that. Sorry guys, I'm just going to play about with it a little bit because I'm not sure. We can move this one in the middle like that. And then maybe, I have a cunning plan just to fill it out a little bit. This was one that I was planning on donating anyway, but a little Haworthia. So it's a little Haworthia pup. I think I'm going to put the Haworthia in there, like that. So this is really evolving now. Okay, so after some fiddling about, this is the final result. Looks cute, sort of like a starter dish garden with a couple of cuttings. So we'll see how that one goes, and I'll ask her to keep me up to date on this one. And seeing as the video isn't so long, and I've got them here anyway, I thought, well, here's a shot of what I'm going to be donating towards her new collection. So this one here is the Phalaenopsis orchid keiki that I've recently separated. And this is a pup from my starfish Sansevieria. This is a rooted cutting of my Crassula golem, the one I took from over there. And the mother cutting from my Crassula obliqua because, well, I've taken a load of cuttings that have rooted and have actually started to do well, and I wasn't too keen on the shape this one was taking, so I decided to donate it because they don't actually have any jade plants, and she liked how this one looked, so I decided to donate it. Because I think it's nicer to start from a cutting because then I can get more of a nicer shape than the one that I've currently got, because this one's a little bit lopsided. Not that it's any less beautiful, it's just, yeah, it kind of tweaks on my nerves to look at a little bit, and I feel so guilty. It's kind of like a love-hate, OCD, bugging relationship with this guy, so I'm happy that it's going to a new home. And that's, of course, the final result from the echeveria that I've just maintained for her. And there is the little top part of that one. And that's, of course, the little top part with one of the pups from there. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. As always, it's much appreciated. Much love. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.